What up, guys? Carolina Jackpot time coming at you. It's October 21st, 2022. It means it's Friday morning. Week 8 college football picks against the spread in their entirety for Saturday's card will be coming out later on today. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about some situational stuff that helped me out last night and may be able to help you out at some point in time as well. I'm not exactly an expert. I'm not even anywhere remotely close to an expert, but I do tend to play the novice card pretty well, and last night it cashed out for me. There were two games. Last night you had Virginia going on the road, taking on the seemingly resurgent Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, and the Troy Trojans going on the road at 5-1 South Alabama. Fun Belt matchup there, and kind of a rivalry game. So I played these games, took both underdogs on the money line. Took Virginia on the money line, took Troy on the money line to, well, not right, of course, parlayed that. Threw about 20 stones on there, crisp Andrew Jackson, and won myself $115. And that's how you build a college football bankroll over the year, when you can turn $200 at the beginning of the year by playing smart into 5 times that by this point in the season, which is exactly what I've done, just by playing smart, not betting with your heart, but betting with your head. The reason why I chose to take these two teams on the money line, and this is a little bit of situational stuff here. First of all, the Troy South Alabama thing. First of all, no, it's a rivalry matchup. Both teams come in with 5 wins, and South Alabama may look, I guess, a little bit more like the side to play with there because they were at home, and you know they have a very, very close loss, 1-point loss on the road at UCLA early in the season. Not taking anything away from that, but Troy, to me, just looking at it, has been the more consistent team over the years. South Alabama, just in the past couple of years, recently has kind of made a surge, and this really would be the first surge they've made as an FBS program, right? And a pretty young program at that. Not a tremendous home field advantage either in Mobile, Alabama, especially not on a Thursday night. I knew that Troy had the ability to mix it up offensively a little bit and probably held the coaching advantage there. So with such a short line, I took it upon myself to sprinkle them on the money line in my parlay. Then, looking at the Virginia-Georgia Tech game. It's a road game for Virginia, and you got to think here, number one, Tony Elliott, first-year head coach at Virginia, number one, his back's against the wall. Now, he's an underdog, too, 3.5 points to Georgia Tech. His back's against the wall, number one. I believe winless last night going in ACC play. Played actually a close game at Syracuse the last time they played on an odd night. And so they have the ability there to spread the field out. He has a good quarterback. I knew this coming in. And then you've also got to look at Tony Elliott. Well, he's either been the or he's been the offensive coordinator at Clemson for, the past 7 years or so-ish. Played Georgia Tech every year. Knows Georgia Tech. Now, the scheme that Jeff Collins ran, obviously totally different than the scheme that was run there under Paul Johnson. But the thing is, Tony Elliott knows the tendencies. He knew what to see there from them, both offensively and defensively. I feel like the defensive scheme's not going to change up as much as what the offensive scheme did. But he was certainly paying attention to what they did offensively as well. Of course, as offensive coordinator, he paid more attention to what they did on the defensive side of the football. Not taking that away, but the point is, familiar with the Georgia Tech program, and I just felt like that Georgia Tech, on the flip side, yes, they're 3-3 right now, but this was a horrible team going into the season. They're still a horrible team. They've gotten a couple of wins, I think, based off emotion and the element of surprise after letting Jeff Collins go. over 2 tomato cans. So, I felt them to be fraudulent a little bit, and they were very fraudulent. So I also feel like, and this kind of ties in a little bit here too, I think the Atlanta sports crowd is kind of deflated a little bit right now, and not necessarily because of anything that Georgia Tech's done. Kind of deflated over the Atlanta Braves a little bit, and maybe just staying at home. Period. This it's not going to have a real effect on your students and that, but it could have an effect on anyone else coming out to the Georgia Tech games. The place was half full yesterday, as evidenced by that. It was a cold night in Atlanta, and I felt like that was set up very well for a win by the Virginia Cavaliers, which they did. So I had to parlay them together and won even more money there. So parlays can be smart plays when you're not, now when you're grouping. I've learned this: when you're grouping 4 and 5 and 6 of them there together to try to make $25 turn into $2,000, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It just does not work like that. Las Vegas is not going to allow you to win that much money. You would have to be extremely, extremely lucky to hit on that. So that's just a little bit of wisdom this morning from Carolina Jackpot, from behind the wheel. I hope you all have a great Friday, great end to your work week. If you don't have to work on the weekend, if you do, well, that stinks. But tomorrow's a decent day of college football. It's not a great day of college football. We don't have great games start to finish, kind of like we did last week. But when you get there in each time slot, you can find something that's going to tickle your fancy a little bit. You got, of course, the Gamecocks tomorrow night at it's either 7 or 7:30. Hell, I can't remember half the time. But we will be live streaming that game. I still haven't put up the the avatar thing yet for it, or scheduled it. But we're definitely live streaming South Carolina versus Texas A&M, and I will give my picks against the spread, my official prediction on that game later on today. I will see you guys then. Appreciate you. Peace. I'm out of here. Go Cox, baby. Woo!